In the last video, we discussed how to draw a pie chart if you are given a list of data. In this video, we are going to be doing almost the same thing. But in this video, we are going to be talking about how to draw a pie chart when you are given percentages. So how do you draw a pie chart when you are given percentages? Now, the best way to be able to understand it, obviously, is by taking an example. So let's take an example. A library receives a $1,300 grant. It spends 10% of the grant on magazine subscription, 35% on new books, 15% to repair damaged books, 30% to buy new furniture, and the remaining to train library staff. Represents the information on a pie chart. Now remember, we did the representation in the last video. All we need to do is to outline everything that the money was spent on, and then we kind of convert the numbers given or the data given into degrees. Let's do this. So we have we can tag this expenses. The first is magazine subscription. So we can call this magazine. Followed by, we have new books. So we can tag this new books. Then we have repair damaged books. So we can tag this repair. Do you understand? Then 30% to buy new furniture. So we can call the next one furniture. So we have the remaining to train library staff. Now we don't have space again, so I can put it by the side here so you can see. So we have expenses. We can call this training. Do you understand? Now the next thing we want to have is the percentages. Since in this case we're given percentages. So for magazine subscription we have 10%. So we'll put 10%. For new books we have 35%. So we'll put 35%. Then for repair we have 15%. So for repair we put 15%. Then for furniture we have 30%. So for this one we put 30%. And then we're told, and the remaining was used to train library staff. Now the question above is actually a why question, but I just put a twist on it to make it a bit more difficult so that I can show you something. So in this case, we're told the remaining was used to train library staff, but we're not told what exactly. But we know that percentages usually add up to 100. So all we need to do is to add what we're given and subtract it from 100. Do you understand? So 10 plus 35 will give us 45. 45 plus 15 will give us 60. 60 plus 30 will give us 90. Then we have 100 minus 90 will give us 10. So it means that training is 10%. Do you understand? So we have this now. Now remember, in the last video we said the first thing you want to do is to add all the data given. So we have 10 plus 35 plus 15 plus 30 plus 10. The total will be 100. 10 plus 35, 45. 45 plus 15 is 60. 60 plus 30 is 90. 90 plus 10 is 100. Do you understand? Now lastly, we need to turn this into degrees. Remember how we turn into degrees? What we have divided by the total times 360. Can you remember? So we have 10 over 100 times 360. 0 cancels 0. 0 cancels 0. So we have 36 degrees. Do you get this? Next we have 35 over 100 times 360. So here we have 0 cancel 0, 5 here 7, 5 in 10 is 2, 2 here 1, 2 in 3 is 1, remainder 1, 2 in 16 is 8. So we have 7 times 18. And if we do it here, 7 times 8 is 56, 6 carry 5, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. So we have 126 degrees. Do you understand? Let's do the next one. 15 over 100 times 360. 0 cancel 0. 5 in 15 is 3. 5 in 10 is 2. 2 here 1. 2 in 36 is 18. So we have 3 times 18. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 carry 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So we have 54 degrees. Now let me write this in blue so that we can see it very well. So we have 36 degrees. We have 126 degrees. We have 54 degrees. Now let's do the next one. So for the next one, we have 30 over 100 times 360. 0 cancel 0. 0 cancel 0. We are left with 3 times 36. 3 times 6 is 18. 8 carry 1. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. So we have 108 degrees. Let me write this in blue too so we can see it. Then lastly, we have for this 10 over 100 times 360. 0 cancel 0. 0 cancel 0. So we have 36 degrees. So this last one gives us 36 degrees. Now we've turned everything to degrees. But remember, to confirm that we are right, all the values must add up to 360 degrees. So let's try doing it. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 6 will give us 30. So we have 0 carry 3. So we have 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. So we have 6 carry 1. So we have 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we have 360 degrees, which means that we got the degrees correctly. Now the last thing we need to do is to represent this on a pie chart. Now to represent on the pie chart, number one, and I'm saying this not just for your internal examination but for SSC, do not draw the circle with your ends. You are expected to draw the circle with a compass so that you get a perfect circle, and then you don't make the representation just arbitrarily. You have to use a protractor to measure. Do you understand? So you must be able to measure all these degrees using a protractor. Does that make sense? Now before I end this video, I would like to teach you how to convert from percentages to degrees and degrees to percentages when you are given a pie chart. Can we do that? So we've got this question, the pie chart, how a family allocates its income. What percentage of the income is allocated to each of the expense? Now in essence, what we are asked to do is to convert degrees into percentage. Remember, the allocation is in degrees and we're expected to come up with a percentage allocation of each of the expense. So basically we are expected to convert degrees to percentage. Now the first thing I want you to note here is that for this textbook segment, we have this box and no number is attached, but I hope you know that when you have a box, it represents 90 degrees. So textbook is 90 degrees. So can we convert each of them to percentage? So we can have expense. In this case, we have rent. I hope you know this solution. We have groceries. And then lastly, we have textbooks. So we can have text books. Then we can have degree. Rent is 170 degrees. Groceries is 100 degrees. And lastly, we have textbook 90 degrees. Do you understand? Now, if we add this up, it should give us 0 plus 0 plus 0, 0. 9 plus 7 is 16. So we have 6 carry 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have 360. Now, the last column will be percentage. Now, remember how we convert data into degrees. Can you remember? We just do the number for a specific data divided by the total times 360. And the reason why we multiply by 360 is because we are representing it in a circle, and the total angles in a circle is 360 degrees. Do you understand? But if we are converting to percentage, percentage adds up to 100. So what we are going to do is what we are given divided by the total times 100. Does that make sense? Now, even though you are not given that the total is 360, you know that the total angles in a circle is 360 degrees. So, by implication, the total angles you can have in a pie chart is 360 degrees. So, even without doing this elaborate calculation, if I'm told, what's the percentage representation for rent? All I need to do is 170 over 360 times 100. Because I know that the sum of angles in a circle or in a pie chart, as the case may be, is 360 degrees. Does that make sense? So let's do this. So we have 170 all over total angles in the circle or in a pie chart, 360 times what are we converting it to? Percentage 100. Does this make sense? So 0 cancels 0. Then we have 170 times 10 is 1,700. 1,700 divided by 36 is approximately 47.2%. So let's do the next. We have 100 all over 360 times 100. 0 cancels 0. We have 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 divided by 36 is approximately 27.8%. Then lastly, we have 90 all over 360 times 100. 0 cancels 0. 90 times 10 is 900. So 900 divided by 36. 25%. So you can see we've gotten the percentage allocation for each of the expense. And if we add all these up, it should give us approximately 100. Do you get? Can we try that? So we have 47.2, 27.8, 25.0. 8 plus 2 is 10, 0 carry 1. 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. So we have 0 carry 2. 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10. Can you see? So do you now understand how to convert from degrees to percentages? Now, to do the opposite is what we've done in the question. How can you convert from percentages to degrees? So if you are given the data in percentages and you are told to find the degree allocation of each of the data, what do? All you need to do is to divide by 100, multiply by 360. Do you get the drift? So percentages will usually add up to 100. And then you are trying to convert to degree, which is 360. Does that make sense? Let me rub up and show you something so you can make sense of this. So if I have convert from percentage to degrees, the percentage adds up to 100 share. So I'll be having whatsoever I'm giving all over 100 times the total degrees in a circle in a pie chart is 360, so times 360. Do you get this? Now if I'm told to convert from degrees to percentages, now remember degrees add up to 360, so whatsoever I'm giving over 360 times percentage adds up to 100 times 100. Does this make sense? So as long as you can remember this, you'll be able to do the conversion perfectly.